Looking back at your athletic journey, what do you wish that you had known earlier in your basketball career about mental health and identity?
That's a good question because I'm definitely of the perspective and mindset that things happen for a reason. You learn from them, you improve. I wouldn't really want to change anything because that's what's made me who I am today. It's cliche, but there's a reason because when people say that, they're grateful for their journeys and they understand that the good and the bad contribute to like the whole. Um, but I don't know if there's any like I guess another way to phrase that same question would be like if you could talk to your younger self, maybe something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
basically.
I think probably the easiest way is like it's all gonna be all right. Like it's gonna work out. Whether you stress about it all day or not. Um, it took like I came across terms like "be where your feet are," "take it one day at a time," like those kind of things that bring you into the moment. Um, More recent than like when I was in college, but stuff like that. Like be present. It's gonna work out whether you worry about it or not. Just like those reinforcing things, like the encouraging things, where it's like, dude, it's all gonna be fine. You don't have to like lose your mind over it. It's all good.
So, sort of going back to tell your younger self, you wish that maybe you would have been a little bit more present or in the moment than you were at that time.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've actually, the more I've dug into like being present and not thinking too much about the past or the future, I actually think I did a good job of that. I just think that it was like a lot of stress that was not necessary. Like a good example of this is when my first year out of school, I came back to watch a game at Chico and just sitting in the stands and not being on the court, on the sideline, in the thick of it. I was like, man, like I wish I would have been able to just kind of like play free and just relax a little bit. Like it's not the end of the world. One play or one game. When I was sitting in the stands, I was like, man, this really isn't that hard. You don't have to make it harder than it needs to be. And a lot of the times I would get very, I said this before, hyper fixated and very like intense about the specific moment, which you do need a high level of intensity and focus. But like that can get in the way of performance if it makes you tight and it makes you worried about a mistake. When those things, in order to be successful, like you kind of got to play free and rely on your ability, your practice. And when you're in competition, you can't really worry about the outcomes.
So maybe just try and have a little bit more fun with it.
Yeah, probably that.
I mean, it makes sense, right? Obviously, you want to perform as well as you can, and it's better to be, I think, more focused than less focused. I don't think it would have done you any favors or reflected well on who you were or had a positive impact on your performance if, let's say, when you were playing, you were paying more attention to the guy who's doing the worm down the sideline on the other side than you were paying attention to what was going on in the game. But at the same time, I mean, you even hear this at the professional level where guys, it's recommended, like, you even hear them kind of say it to each other, like, have fun, man. Like it's a game at the end of the day. Like basketball is a game. And a lot of these athletes, professional, sort of reflecting either after their career or in the middle of their career, have this realization that yeah, they make a lot of money and there's a lot of pressure on them to do what they do, but at the end of the day, like they're playing a game.
Right.
So, and what are games supposed to be? Fun,
Fun.
right? So, yeah, it's if you're a professional athlete, it's your job, and if you're a student athlete, like maybe you have a scholarship and you feel like it's your responsibility to play as hard as you can and really be in it. But like at the end of the day, like maybe what I'm hearing you say is your advice to your younger self or maybe to other younger athletes who are going through now what you went through a few years ago is like have fun with it, right?
Yeah. Loosen up a little bit, enjoy yourself. Like you'll a lot of people will say that like those are the best years of your life, and I don't know if I really believe in that. They're probably the most fun because you don't have a lot of like responsibilities about paying for things and the
You know,
monies,
like adult responsibilities, so to
which
speak.
suck. Yeah, which suck. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, they're not fun. But um, yeah, like just some people, and I'm speaking for myself when I say some people, like you take it so serious that it can get in the way of like your success, your enjoyment, your presentness. Um, some people don't take it serious enough, and then coaches get on them. Let's focus. Let's really give better effort. I was
Let's have some
always,
urgency.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But I was always like so serious, like so invested, and that's a good thing. But it can, if it's to the max, it can get in the way of the things we're talking about, where it's like relax, have fun, play free, like don't let those things get in the way. So yeah, have some fun, enjoy it, take some time to relax.